What's going on, guys? It's Gendo here, and I'd like to welcome you back to another edition of my Hexagon series. And today, Benfica will be playing Braga and Academica, both at home in the league. Before we get to that, it is past the transfer deadline, so we must go over all the transfers that have taken place and are still pending, as well as take a look at how we fared in the league and the cup competitions thus far. Looking at the league table, Benfica are still sitting on top. We are at 43 points through 18 matches. We have a game in hand versus most of the rest of the top 5, so we could potentially pull 6 points ahead of Porto for that top spot. Now let's take a look at the schedule and see how we did in the various competitions. Let's not take a look at any of the cups. Let's just take a look at the league thus far. When last we left you, it was Porto, and then it was the league match. So only 5 league matches in between all the cup competitions that we took part in, and only 1 loss out of that. 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. We defeated Belenenses away from home 2-1, as Solis and Correa both picking up goals just 3 minutes apart from each other. Leguiza missing a penalty early on in that match could have made it 3 goals for us, but then Belenenses getting one right before the edge of halftime. Second half, lot of chances, however, not a lot on target. As you can see, Benfica with 18 shots, 4 of them on target, a little bit more possession than Belenenses, but at the end of the day, 3 points is 3 points. And as you can see, we are no longer undefeated. Our immortals, our invincible season is over as we lost to Penafiel. I have no idea, is that how you pronounce it, Penafiel? But we lost away from home 2-1, as admittedly, I did have a little bit of a rotated side, but I thought the squad depth that I had would have been able to take them out and to continue our unbeaten run. And it looked like it was going to happen too, as Emilio Morales getting us off to a solid start in the 12th minute, but then late doors from Penafiel scoring 2 goals in 2 minutes to seal the 2-1 victory, as the defense just completely let us down in those last 10 minutes. Give credit to Penafiel. I should have made a little bit more changes on the defensive side. As you can see, Conceição coming out late in the 78th minute. That was probably a bad idea. I forgot what I even subbed him out for. Fabio Paulista. And Paulista's not that bad of a defender. So just give it up for Penafiel. They were able to get rid of our undefeated streak to start the season. But that means we can start a new one, as that's exactly what we just did against Rio Ave. A 5-0 drubbing against Rio Ave at home as we get our new undefeated streak going. Morales, Paulista, Leguiza, and Rodriguez all with goals, as Rio Ave were just left helpless to do anything. Only 3 shots for them, as we took 36 with 19 of them on target, almost 60% possession. Definitely a solid win against the hapless Rio Ave. We then followed that up with a draw at home against Maritimo, as all the goals were scored within the first 20 minutes. Julio getting us off in the 16th minute, but then Junior for Maritimo just 3 minutes later. But after that, we should have scored at least 2 more, at least 1 more, as we had 27 shots with 12 on target, 63% possession. I think that's the highest amount of possession I've ever had in a Football Manager game. I think I may have had 1 higher at one point in time, but this is really, really high. This is unacceptable. We should have had a win. We should have had at least 1 more goal, as we were dominating Maritimo up and down the pitch. There's no way, there's no reason why we couldn't have had another goal. But then we followed that up with a solid victory against La Era, as we dominated the possession. Well, not the possession, but we dominated the shots on target. 20 shots taken, 11 on target, but only 1 goal, is Joaquin Leguiza getting us a very, very late goal in the 85th minute to help seal all 3 points. Now we take a look at how we've done in the cup competitions, taking a look at both the League Cup and then the Taça de Portugal, the Portuguese Cup. Let's get the European League out of there, the Europa League, excuse me. But as you take a look in the Taça de Portugal, which is the main Portuguese Cup, we then faced off against, I believe I showed you this, the Beira-Mar match. It was 4-3 where they started to come back. We then drew against Porto in the 6th round, and unfortunately they defeated us 1-0 while we were at home. They got a really, really early goal. As you can see, Joan Pena in the 6th minute getting themselves on the score sheet. We did have a number of chances that we could have come back and equalized, but the Portuguese defense powerhouse that is Porto kept us out. 17 shots, 6 on target, a little less possession than I would have liked, but other than that, we are out of the Taça de Portugal. So that means we are left with the League Cup, and in the League Cup we were drawn into a group of 5. As you can see, there are 2 groups of 5 and 2 groups of 4. We were unfortunate, I guess you could say, to draw in the group of 5, because that means we have more teams to try and beat to help get us through. But as you can see, the group we drew against, it was Vitoria, Setúbal, Leixões, is it Leixões or Leixões? I hear it pronounced 2 different ways. And then Beira-Mar. As you can see, we defeated all 4 of them, rocking it with 12 points and moving on to the semifinals, where we're going to be taking on Porto once again. And hopefully, 3rd time is the charm, as, like I said, they knocked us out in the Taça de Portugal. Well, we did beat them in the league, but hopefully we can make it 2 out of 3, and we all know 2 out of 3 ain't bad. So before we get into today's match, let's take a look at some of the transfers that have already passed, and then go into the ones that are pending. As you can see, Otávio Silveira has been on this twice. First time they were loaned out to Boa Vista, but then I was having a midfielder crisis and had to bring him back. But then after that, I realized that Silveira is just not up to snuff anymore for my squad, so I sent him on his way to Aalborg in the Danish Super League, and that is AAB over here, on a free, because no one really wanted to pay for him much, and he is getting up in age, and he isn't all that great, so I had to bite the bullets and get rid of him for no money. But the one that I am slightly regretting at this point in time is Ronald Solis. I sold him to Monaco for £2.6 million, and as you can see, his stats are still pretty good. It's not like they were disappearing all that much. It was more or less a contract dump. And yeah, in his 3 matches at Monaco right now, you can see a 7.37 average. He is still really good. He is still playing at the top of his game. But like I said, I need to get rid of his contract, as well as Solis's, not Solis's, but Silveira's. And who I brought in can do his job, but I was completely shellacked in the media for getting rid of Solis, as he was at Benfica for at least a decade. Yeah, he was at Benfica for 11, 12 seasons. He's been a legend here at Benfica, and getting rid of him left me in really poor favor with the fans. But at the same time, business needed to be done, and I brought in 2 players to help relieve some of the cap hit, or not cap hit, I'm not at MLS anymore, the salary hit that Solis and Silveira had, and those 2 are right here, Sousa and Roger. First off, Sousa, coming in from Grêmio for a fee of £10 million. He's a 22-year-old Brazilian, and as you can see, I have him at $1.1 million per year. That's not bad. It's definitely a lot less than what Solis was carrying, but just take a look at his speed and his defensive capabilities. A 13 pace, 15 agility, 15 acceleration, really good mentals. Rest of his physicals look good too. Technical abilities can use some work, but defensively looks really, really solid. As a midfielder, his technique is great. His passing of an 18, awesome. First touch of a 16, even better. He's more than likely going to be my main corner guy, because he's not all that great on the finishing. He does say that he is a center attacking mid, but his stats dictate that he's more of a defensive player in the midfield. So I'm going to be using him more as a center mid, maybe train him up to be a defensive mid just in case. But that is Sousa. And then the other guy is Roger, coming in from Ponte Preta for a £4 million fee. 24 years old. He is a quick little bugger. 17 pace, 17 acceleration, 18 agility. Defensively, okay. Mental's great. Physical's great. Vision, awesome. But then as you take a look at his stats for a center mid, 16 passing, 15 technique, a 17 first touch. I'm definitely going to be using him in the midfield. And with all these midfielders that I'm pulling up, I may need to switch around my formation. The 4v1 may need to turn into something like a 4-3-1-2, maybe a 4-3-3 with the strikers I have. I don't know. I still have to take a look at that. Maybe bring the defensive mid up into more of a midfielder role, so I have a big 4-5-1 set. That's something I'll have to take a look at. But those are the only two that are coming in, that have come in so far this season. And I do have two more that will be coming in, as well as two more that will be leaving. I just am about to sell Pedro Gonçalves, the left attacking mid, to Dynamo Moscow for £5.5 million. And the other one that you are not going to see is Victor Hugo Ramos I'm going to let him go at the end of his contract because, well, once again, this is a salary dump, and I just cannot find the space for him with all the other players that I'm going to be bringing in. So to fill those two roles, to fill in for Gonçalves and Victor Hugo Ramos, are going to be Cesar Augusto. Cesar Augusto is going to be a player coming in from Santos. $3 million initial, and then $9.5 million for the next 48 months. Cesar Augusto is a 19-year-old player. He will be 20 by the time he comes into the squad, but striker mainly, can also play on the left wing, which is exactly how Victor Hugo Ramos is. I like his speed, and I more than like his finishing and attacking abilities. Finishing of 18, 17 of dribbling. He can take a lot of long shots, but I don't really want to use him all that much. He can cross the ball really well. So, like I said, I can play him out on that wide spot and feed it into the center, or I can play him up front in general, and he can get the job done as well. But Cesar Augusto, coming in from Ponte Preta, or no, coming in from Santos, sorry, and he's at Nacional currently being loaned in. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know why I said Ponte Preta, but the other one coming in, and he is coming in on a free, is Hong Sung-ju from PSG. And he is I know the name may say South Korean, but he is Belgian nationality, being capped by the Belgian national team. He's 23 years old, and he is really, really fast. 15 pace, 17 acceleration, 15 agility, decent mentals, good physicals, good vision, and I like his technique. A minimum of 16 on corners, a 17 crossing, 16 dribbling, 16 technique. All over, this guy screams a prototypical left winger. As he can get up the pitch fast, he can dribble it, and he can cross it in. So he is the perfect replacement for both Gonçalves and Victor Hugo Ramos. So I'm not all that mad about getting rid of the other two to bring in youth squad and develop them. So now finally we have gone through all that. So let's get into the matches for the day. And first up, we'll be taking on Braga at home. Braga will be coming out in a 4-2-3-1 formation. Of course, I'll be using the same. Let's get a little switch around here. Starting lineup will be Moreira in net, Emerson, Costa, Laerte, and Rarish Ferrer out there on the back four. Asmar and Correa will be sitting in the center. Ramos, Julio, Leguiza filling in the attacking mid positions, and Morales sitting up front. I smell a win, continuing on with our new undefeated run, but let's kick off and see what happens. Alright, team talks are over. They went rather well, and let's battle Braga, who are admittedly a little weaker this year than they have been most years. They are sitting in 10th, but that doesn't mean that they can't have themselves a nice bout of possession. As you can see right there, they had a nice opening kickoff taken well down to the touchline, but it was taken off the ball. Here we are coming back live in the 4th minute with an attack for Benfica, and Leguiza got tackled off the ball, and we do get a corner out of it. Correa whipped in. Nice header. Oh, what a fingertip save by the Braga keeper. Easily could have gone 1-0 to Benfica, but that was a wonderful save. Benfica still coming out with attack, and Braga doing well to clear that out. They're being played on their back foot from the opening kickoff, and we just need to keep up with this solid attacking movement, as you can see. Encourage the boys, pardon that. But Asmar, after 60 minutes, coming forward. Leguiza way on the right, and what a header in for Morales. Going near post, the keeper thought he was going far, can't reach it, and it's 1-0 to Benfica after 16 minutes. We've had 7 shots, 4 of them on target. Braga have yet to get a shot, and we have another corner, and it was another header in. Laerte almost getting a goal for himself on the day now. And Braga just cannot handle our attacking prowess. Leguiza through to Emerson. Back to Leguiza on the inside. We have several options in the box. Leguiza, what another save! This keeper is playing out of his mind to try and make it as close as possible. Braga almost getting in a goal, an equalizer off the crossbar, and good clearance away by the defense. And Braga proving that they are not out of it yet. As it said, Victor Hugo Ramos does have a little bit of a knock on him, but I'm not going to take him out just yet. He's playing rather, I was going to say playing rather good, but then giving that up and then almost giving up a goal. Defense needs cleared away. Ferrer with a good tackle. Maybe bringing on Gonçalves at halftime, since Ramos definitely not playing as well as I want him to be. So don't get complacent out there. You guys are doing fine defensively. And then Gonçalves will be coming on for Victor Hugo Ramos. And we start this second half hopefully with a little better of attacking movement. Well, I can't say that, because with 15 shots and 10 of them being on target, we have been a great attacking force in this first half. Now we just need to be a little better defensively. But 10 minutes on, Braga coming forward with a solid attack, and that's an own goal from Romain Costa. And yeah, this match should, by all accounts, this match should not be anywhere close to being tied. We should be having at least another goal up there. Conceição is going to come in for Costa based off that mistake. And yeah, with 21 shots, 13 on target, I'm definitely demanding more from my team. They need to put the ball into the net at least a couple more times. Julio, far post to Leguiza, and they do exactly what I asked. Joaquin Leguiza getting himself a goal, putting us up 2-1 after 65 minutes. That's the type of finishing that I was expecting to see all match, and only now are we just getting to it. Long thrown from Ferrer, but the Braga keeper picking that out. Surprisingly, as we had two people in front of him, thought we could have pulled a cheeky header out in front of him. Long ball forward to Leguiza. He does have two men in the box. Crosses it in. It goes far post to Gonçalves. To Julio! And Julio makes it 3 for Benfica over Braga at the 74th minute. Great pullback from Gonçalves, finding Julio, and Julio finds the open net. I'm going to make one more sub. Do I have a defender that can bring on? I do not. Do I have anybody that's already up there I can bring on? No. Okay, we're going to bring on Roger. Roger's going to come on for Asmar, give him a little bit of playtime in these last 13 minutes, get him used to the squad, get him used to how we do things here at Benfica. Well, 2 minutes of stoppage time, and they've all come and gone. That's a deep throw in for Braga. I don't think they're going to get anything. No, the referee blows it full-time whistle. It's 3-1 to Benfica, and that's a very solid win, coming after a really, really mediocre first half and first 10 minutes of the second. With 25 shots and 16 on target, you'd think that we could have kept banging in the goals, but their goalkeeper was playing amazing football out there. So give credit to him that we only got one past in those first 60 minutes. He made some really excellent saves in that first half. But now we turn our attention towards, I already forgot who we play, Academica. Academica are sitting in 5th place right now with 32 points, but nonetheless a really solid side. So when we come back, Benfica, Academica at home. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, and here's the second match. Benfica versus Academica, once again at the Estadio da Luz here in Lisbon. Not a sold-out crowd, as there's 50,000 coming out to see this match. And Academica going to be coming out with a 4-5-1 formation, going to be clogging up that midfield. And we, of course, sticking with the 4-2-3-1 that's worked so well for us in the past. There are a few roster changes as Claudio Silva is going to be getting his first run out for the club. I did pick him up before the season started, before this season started. Just never seemed to find time and find space to put him in, but I'm going to finally give him a run out as Laerte and Conceição are just struggling for fitness. So hopefully he does well. I do have Conceição on the bench just in case he does start to muck it up a bit. The new midfielder duo of Roger and Souza are getting their starts. Their, not their first start, but at least trying to get themselves used to the squad, since more than likely they will be starters down the road, permanent starters. And then Gonçalves coming in for Victor Hugo Ramos, once again for fitness issues. So let's kick off and see how we do against Academica. Team talks went well, and here we go, kicking off. Academica, of course, being in the black, and Benfica in their traditional red shirts, white shorts. It is interesting to note that before I even clicked this in, Jose Moreira, our goalkeeper, has played 25 matches, has only conceded 18 goals, but when you do something like this, when you keep putting the pressure on the defense, it's hard to concede goals. And Gonçalves with a nice header, far post with a lovely cross in, it's 1-0 to Benfica. Roger has picked up a knock, but I'm going to keep him on, as he seems very unaffected by it. 16 minutes on, we do have another attacking chance, working wonders through that midfield. Palau out on the left wing, gets it in, and he finds the head of Emilio Morales. And Emilio Morales, with his 15th goal of the season, makes it 2-0 to Benfica, and we are just rolling all over Academica. Just going to give them a little bit of encouragement. Academica, of course, with no shots. Oh, they just finally got themselves their first shot of the game 30 minutes in. 36 minutes on now, and they have themselves a nice little bit of attacking movement. Oh, what a cross. And near post, Vasco Pincanso getting Academica on the board in the 37th minute. I was talking up how stalwart Moreira was at the net. He finally gives himself up a goal. Corner coming in the 41st minute. Leguiza out to Gonçalves, who should not be out on that wing and may need to change up some tactics, but it doesn't matter. Morales getting himself his second goal of the day and putting Benfica up 3-1 just before the half. 13 shots, 6 on target, and as you would expect, we would be up by a margin of 3-1. I probably shouldn't say anything, but I'll just calmly tell them, I'm pleased with how you're doing. Just go out there and get more goals. Second 45 of this match that we have firm control in. But defensively, we do need to start tightening up, as I don't like seeing all those crosses coming in, especially to the near post, as Moreira almost got beaten once again. As Academica are now playing a lot of hoofball, just throwing it down to the corner and hoping for someone to pick that up, but a good tackle off the ball, and we dispatch of that threat. As Benfica now continuing to get some shots off. 16 now, or 17 now, with 8 of them on target. Once again, another long ball over the top, and that was a really, really bad miss for Picanso there. And that is either an own goal or they're going to give that to Silva. Claudio Silva with his first goal in his first match for the club. After I finally give him a start, he shows me why I should be playing him a lot more. It's 4-1 to Benfica, continuing the steamrolling. And probably should be starting to make some subs out as we are nearing the hour mark. We're coming again with another attack. Osmar into Gonçalves, down in the box, no foul. It didn't look malicious at all. But continuing with the solid passing, or at least trying to continue with the solid passing, though Academica with some good defensive when they want to play defense. As the 4 goals would attest, they do not play defense all that often in this match. We do have the ball once again, but it's once again a bad pass. But Academica over the top, Moreira with a good save there, and the ball goes out the back for an Academica corner. Comes comes in. Roger clears it away. Before this highlight resolves, I'm going to start making subs. And Roger is going to be the first casualty, even though he has a casualty. Nuno Correa is going to come in for him. And aside from that, that should be it. Ball goes out the back for a goal kick, and that ends that highlight. Seems like we're getting highlights every 2 minutes as Academica once again coming forward. Defensively, they need to tighten up on that, as they should not let that happen. It's a second goal for Academica. And like I said, that should not happen. 3 minutes later, though, we do have an attacking chance. Free kick from about 30 yards out. Souza in to, I don't know who that was. I think it was Morales, who tried to go for his hat trick. But the ball goes out for a corner. Leguiza in. It was bouncing around in the 6-yard box. The goalkeeper didn't see it, but all of the defense did as they cleared away. I don't need long balls. With 12 minutes to go, make some subs. Conceição is going to come in for Claudio Silva. Palau is going to move out. No, he's not going to move out. Peterson is going to come in for Emerson. And that'll be all 3 of my subs. So with 11 minutes left, up 4-2, we just need to concentrate on closing them down. We don't need to continue with this attacking onslaught, as we have 24 shots, 13 of them on target. We just need to concentrate on not letting any more come through. So we're going to play some counter and dropping back more. Actually, that'll go with that. And it's probably all for naught. Pretty meaningless at this point. 2 minutes of stoppage time. They've all come and gone. And there it is, full-time Benfica. 2 wins out of 2 on the day as we get 6 points. And we stay on top of the Portuguese Premier League. There you see 6 points ahead of Porto. And I think that's 11 points over Vitória Setúbal. So we are consistently keeping up the pace, the mark for everyone to set. And I don't see us getting out of first place barring some sort of injury plague that we possibly could come across. But knock on wood, hopefully we can keep this up. All right, so as it stands, of course, we're sitting in first place. We do have the League Cup semifinal versus Porto. I don't think the winner of the League Cup gets any sort of prize. I believe that's the Taça de Portugal. The winner of that goes into the Europa League. But I guess the next time we should be able to come back, we should be coming back, would be Porto and Nacional. These 2 matches right here. I believe these 2 matches will be the defining point of our season. If we beat both of them, more than likely, with 4 matches left to go, we should be winning the league. So when we come back, it will be Porto versus Nacional, and I don't think there will be any more transfers made. There are no injuries, so that's good. So there we go. We got our schedule set. Porto and Nacional during the next double live com, the next episode. But until that time, I'd like to thank you very much for watching. If you like what you saw, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Comments, suggestions, questions, anything else, please leave in the comment box below. But as always, this is Gendo, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Peace out.